What's up, guys? Gadget Gurus, episode 52.
Yeah, you know, Jet, we've got another awesome gadget for this week. And it's a studio gadget. Another studio gadget for this week, and it's the Blackmagic Intensity Pro. We're going to tell you guys what we did just today, actually, to make our video look so much better. I know, it's awesome. So much better than our other one last week looked. And we're going to talk about this and how it interfaces with the live streaming software that we use, and then we've also got some news stories.
Yeah.
I've got a $25 penny-sized, well, it's actually a USB-sized Ubuntu PC that I want to show you guys all this week and more
on Gadget Gurus.
Hello everyone and welcome into Gadget Gurus episode number 52. Yeah, Carlo is alluding to something that we talked about.
What's up?
Let's you know, Jet, we've been talking about engineering some what am I thinking? Some intro music and some also, maybe more likely an intro video. But this worked for us in a
Wimp.com, scroll down a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Wimp.com/Eminem Violin. Like Eminem as the music, the rapper guy, the rapper person. But that's the URL for this, and we spotlighted Wimp before. Jacob likes it for
government use.
Government use.
Because they don't block that site.
Really? They don't?
At the depot. So we can watch videos.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
And thanks to Jacob for that recommendation. Oh, yeah. So, Jeb, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a Mia Monday a little.
It has been.
It's been a hot Mia Monday. 90 degrees Fahrenheit.
It was. My car was reading 94. It was definitely at least 90.
I haven't even gotten in the chat room yet. What am I doing?
Yeah. I think summer's here.
And it's here to stay. You know what they're going to say?
What are they going to say, Jeb?
In 2 weeks, it's going to snow. That's what they're going to say.
That's what they're going to say?
Yes, that's what they're going to say. I'm predicting the weather right now. James Spann gives it by a week. I give it by 2.
Wow.
He gives it by 2. I give it by 4.
Double him up.
Yes.
But yeah, wimp.com/
Blizzards. I'm just saying.
Eminem Violin. Sorry, it took me a second to think. It has been a Math Monday, and interestingly enough,
Oh, wait.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. The product we're going to talk about today. The product we're going to talk about today, in fact, gave us a little bit of our Monday problems because, you know, Jeb gets here in plenty of time. He gets here about an hour before, so we have plenty of time. Like I usually eat
and then we have problems.
Yeah, of course we have problems. But, you know, we had about 30 minutes to figure it out. And right before the show started, we actually figured it out. And now, look what Jacob did. Oh, my gosh, look at this.
It's a little bit faster. It's still not actual frame rate that we're outputting, but it's still faster.
Well, I mean, this is a lot better than our webcam was.
With moving...
Yeah, we got moving backgrounds back.
And blue. Blue.
So, yeah. Carlos says that whenever you check in here on Goa, that's his warning that it's about time, you know, it's getting time to start.
Yes.
So, Jeb, let's go ahead and talk about this bad boy because this thing's pretty awesome.
It's pretty sweet. I like it.
It's the Blackmagic Intensity Pro HDMI and analog HD and SD editing card. So, first off, it is made for people who are editing. You know, we talked about this when we were talking about FireWire. A lot of people used to use, and they still do use, FireWire cards of the like, or if you have a Mac, that they're usually, you know, in there. Here's a view of the box. It's made by Blackmagic. We're going to go to their website in a second, Blackmagic Design.
And I like the box. I mean, I know people are sort of like, a box? That's stupid, Jacob.
Yeah.
But watch this. Okay, you ready? It's just the simple things that impress me. Look at that. It doesn't even have like the flaps. It's just like all folded in.
Ah, that is cool.
And they got like these individual compartments that you can pull out.
So what all comes in there? I know a driver comes in there.
So what you get in the box? You get the software and manual disc that I don't have because I left it in my computer at home. And then you get this like I wish if they were going to include this little pamphlet thing, I wish they would actually put some of the like get started now kind of thing instead of having to stick a CD in your computer to even see how to do anything.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So the whole manual is on the CD or what should be the CD.
Yes.
So yeah.
And so this just says, welcome to Blackmagic Design. That's all it is. It's just saying, guess what? You can put the CD in, and it's just a generic thing to stick in there. It's not any kind of specific to the thing. And then this would be where the little drawer,
the capture card goes.
That will have that.
So first off, this thing is PCI Express or PCIe, whatever you like to call that, which is awesome because most computers, even older, semi-older computers, 2 or 3 years old, have at least one, maybe even two.
They have a PCI Express X1.
Okay,
and they also sometimes have
X16.
They got it's X1, X4, X8, X16.
Yeah,
I don't know why I kept showing that.
I can't remember. What is an X16? What would you use that for?
Graphics card.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's the big ones, right?
That's the long one. And the cool thing about the long one is that you can still stick this in there, which we'll show you a picture of it.
Of the capture card? Yeah, we can do that right now.
Like right now.
So here's a little... Oh, that's not what
we want. That's good.
Well, that's good enough.
It's all like up in there.
I don't know.
But yeah. Okay. So...
yeah, I don't know if that's going to do anything. Oh,
you can drag it up, can't you?
No. Or can you? I don't know. Let's go ahead and check that out. No, you can't.
Just kidding.
So here it is, right here. That's a good view. I mean, it looks like any card that you'd put in your computer. Honestly, it reminds me a whole lot of a FireWire card or something.
That connector is the PCI Express X1.
Okay.
1X or whatever you want.
So that's the little connector right there. Which is awesome because, I mean, if you think... This card is, like, extremely small for what it does. I mean, you know... that's something I was impressed by. You guys, you're probably just going to be like...
It's got HDMI in and then HDMI out. It's got component in and component out. It's got S-Video in and S-Video out. It's got composite in and composite out, and RCA audio in and RCA audio out.
Now, Jep, one might ask, why would you want an in and an out for everything that you're going to use?
The cool thing that you can do with that is you can actually preview it without having to send it through your computer and bringing it back out via some other program.
Yeah.
So, you know, say we wanted to watch this on a big, massive screen right here in the front.
We could do that.
All we got to do is just plug an HDMI monitor or component,
composite.
I mean, you could put a big old TV sitting right in front of it with, you know, the little yellow cable, RCA cable, that's the composite cable, and just run it, and you're done. Yeah. It's real easy to... It's got a little control panel that you can actually set everything in.
Right.
And it works out really well.
And we're going to talk about it. I know we reference Wirecast, and it is honestly probably... It's the best cross-platform, well, Windows and Mac streaming software that you can buy. And it works great in there.
What I had a kind of confusion about, which it's kind of difficult to figure out some of this stuff. But it says that it comes with this on-air software, which basically is sort of like Wirecast, but it's like their version of it.
Yeah. Smooth asking in the chat room.
Yes, you can go in component and come out HDMI.
So you can do any...
but you can't capture two video sources at once.
But but you can mix and match.
Pick the ones.
You can mix and match the in and the out.
Yeah,
so
if
you want
actually,
to do...
and we'll talk about this a little bit more, but you can actually do on-the-fly compressing of the video soon as it comes in. Before it even hits your computer, it's already compressing the video to 720 or SD or whatever you want.
Yeah. So going back really quick, Wirecast, it's a great practical use for what we do. And honestly, we don't need to monitor this because there's so many other things that go into the broadcast besides the raw video. But something that comes to mind, and I know a lot of people use these instead of like an HD PVR, which is about $200. So if you've already got a desktop, I would recommend this thing because, you can always... Anyway, so it's a great capture thing. I know a lot of people... right now, I know on YouTube it's really hot to do gameplay screencasts, that's really easy if you're using a PC. You could just capture the desktop or whatever. But on like an Xbox 360 or something, this is great because cool thing is I could run two HDMI cables, one into the computer and then one back out to let's just say a plasma or an LCD screen or whatever, and you've got essentially the same. You're not losing any frames. That's one of the issues. Like if we were to game inside Wirecast, one thing. I mean, the preview screen.
We also have two video sources. We got this is a video file, even though it doesn't look like it's anything.
Yeah.
It's actually waving, and it's a video file.
Yeah.
It just has a transparent background that you can see through right here. Don't mind the guy through
kind of similar to what you would do with like a
GIF or a PNG.
Yeah,
file.
PNG. Yeah,
but it's moving. It's a MOV file. Okay,
right.
We also have an MOV file behind us, which is playing. As you can see, it's moving and stuff. It's not translucent, but it is moving.
Right.
So we have 2 video files playing looped while we are green screening
and live switching
and live switching and live streaming and recording to the computer. So we got a lot of stuff going on, and it's still really good that you can get. I mean, I think this is what
it's a dual core with 3
64-bit.
Yeah.
So and the 64-bit is key to be able to actually use that RAM, because if you don't have 64-bit, you can only use 3 gigs, which in reality is only 2.
Right.
Because 1 gig is for hardware.
Yeah.
But so we're all, I think, if I'm seeing that right, it's like 19 or 18 gigs frames per second, I think. I think it's actually supposed to be about 24, 25 right now, but it's only going about that. 17, I know that says 17, 18. So yeah. But our CPU is like at like
it's fluctuating,
75,
which is amazing for what we did have.
Yes.
And
we were at 98.
But the good thing is 75 is what we usually ran about just doing with a webcam.
So, I mean, this is a lot better quality. Of course, we're not pushing out 720, but we're only like 20 pixels shy of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're not scaling it down that much, but we are scaling it down.
And
but it still works. I mean, it looks a lot better, I think. Plus, if we ever did have to, get a little closer up, more detail, we could actually zoom the camera in.
This thing's crazy. I mean, Jet was doing a little demo or whatever between shows. That's one of the cool things about watching live. And he was like, you could be able to read the print on. Actually, it was on that box. You could read the print.
Like, in coordination with zooming in the camera optically and holding the box up, with my hand.
Yeah, you could read it. I mean,
you can read the print, like on the live stream. So, I mean, you can't do that with a webcam. You can't.
That was the saying on Saturday because Eric had brought up the question, hey, there are some HD webcams that look, you could almost duplicate especially the C910, which I'm a really big fan of from Logitech now. It looks pretty daggum good to be a USB capture device. But, there's just certain perks that you get with this. And plus,
optical zoom, man.
Yeah, and plus...
You're not going to have optical zoom with a webcam.
Yeah, and, you could do the same thing. You could probably get about the same quality by the time you brought it through the computer if you wanted to capture HDMI with like a $500, $600 camera. But the reason that Jet got this is because there's so many things...
Well, this is my own personal HD camcorder also.
Yeah, and
I just bring it every day, which we're going to look at some other options so that Nick's not without a camera. So when he starts maybe a new show on Tuesdays, that he can...
but what I'm saying is there's so many pluses that you can do. HDMI is just one of those options, but, you can't do that with a webcam. You can't, like, pick it up and go outside and stuff, so...
Oh, yeah. You can't record videos with it and play it back later on.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different things, like Smoothie brought up. You can...
individually, without plugging it into a computer.
You can mix and match HD or SD because, you do have the analog options.
Yeah, and it actually comes with a cable, which I left it at the house because I've never seen the reason why we would... I guess I could bring it over here. That way you have the ability to do it if you want to. But it has a S-video cable that just plugs into the green and blue on the component. Yeah. And you can bring in S-video.
That's cool.
Of course, some of the component... It's multiple inputs. It just does digital switching to be able to bring in whatever it needs to. Some of the component cables, you just plug video right into one of the component cables, and that's your standard video. That's your composite.
Now let's go on. Cool. You ordered this from Adorama, right?
Yes.
Which is a great website for photography.
A lot of photography stuff. Yeah. Let's go to the web.
Let's see.
This is live, guys. This is the way we do things.
Are you showing it?
Yes, I'm showing it.
Oh my gosh.
That's the way I like to do stuff, man.
So here it is. That's not it.
That's the one with SDI. You have another flavor that has SDI inputs, which is basically a BNC connector that does some stuff and junk. It's just Intensity Pro. It's the...
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 189.05.
Yeah, so you can find... I think the cheapest I've seen is like 180, so... but by the time you balance, so we were looking at one that was about $100, But then if you wanted to do some other options, you had to buy like a splitter or some kind of cable, a break-off cable.
Oh, yeah. Like, we had like one that was from Ape Tech or whoever it was.
AV Tech or something.
Yeah. And then you had to go buy a... It came with...
Here's a good picture.
Just HDMI inputs.
AverMedia, sorry. Smoothie is always our go-to when we're talking about that thing.
And it just had HDMI inputs, and it was like... Then you don't have anything else. But then I was like, oh, well, you got this one. But I was like, do you have to buy the breakout cable? And they're like, no, it comes with it. Yeah. And I thought that was kind of cool. It didn't come with an HDMI cable, which is okay.
Well,
because, I mean, I'm plugging it into the Sony, which requires the mini. It's not the micro; it's the mini mini HDMI. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it wouldn't have helped anyways if they provided one. But
yeah. So this is where the break-off cable goes.
Yeah, and the right HDMI is the input. They don't label it, which is very annoying. You have to like get descriptive on their drawings. I mean, a simple little stamp on the plate would have been nice. But the right one is in, the left, the middle one is the middle plug is the output. So,
but the breakout cable is really cool, and we're actually using that right now. Or no, we're not. Sorry, we're not using that. Right we're using HDMI. Yes. We did use it for last show when we were doing 1080i or whatever we were doing. Anyway, so it's really cool, and it gives you so many different options from. I mean, you could use this for anything. If you had some home videos that you needed to get off, like an VHS. VHS. Sorry, I was.
DVD.
I don't know what I was doing.
I don't know about DVD, but you can do it other ways. But yeah, you can.
It's great for capturing analog media that needs to be converted into a digital format, and you can live convert it.
Or even capturing digital media. Like, for example, you could turn your satellite receiver that might not have a very good DVR into a DVR.
And I kind of like that option, especially like for you. That would be cool because it's not as you'd have to have like a home media center PC or something. But if you have a computer right next to it that can accept a PCIe,
which also they offer the shuttle.
That is cool.
Which is the same price. But it's an external version that uses USB 3.0.
Yeah, and you do have to look into, unless it's a brand new, see, that kind of stinks. We're not going to be able to. How about we go in here?
Here, I'll just do this.
What are you going to do?
I'm just going to do this.
What are you going to do?
What you going to do, Willie?
Hey, you could just take the lower third off, I guess.
What you going to do, Willie? Hey, Willie, what are you going to do, Willie?
All right, there we go. Boom! Now we're cooking. Yeah, so here's the shuttle. Essentially, I mean, it's almost this card in a case with the...
And it's got it doesn't have a breakout cable. It's just all built around it, which is really nice, I would think. But it's USB 3.0. I mean...
Well, if you bought a new computer right now, more than likely, or at least a new motherboard right now, it's going to have USB 3.0.
Yes. And you can get, if you have multiple, PCI... Most motherboards, like non-Dells or non-HP computers have... unless you get into, like, with Dells, you get into the XPS kind of deals, or I don't know what HP has on their high-end stuff. But, like, if you build your own motherboard with, like, Asus motherboard or something, more than likely you're going to have dual PCI Express, which is normally 16X. And you can bring one of these in on the front part of that connector. That's what's really cool about the PCI Express. Because basically what you get with the 1X, 2X, or 1X, 4X, 8X, 16X stuff is just a bunch of these little buses, and it just brings them in. So it's like a multiple, exponential, bus. So it's really cool because, and I still, there's not that much technical information about the Intensity Pro. They're Blackmagic's kind of like shady when it comes to...
Well, yeah, I think they understand that this is a pro product. And
they're wanting you to plug it in and use it. They don't want you to know...
Yeah,
exactly how to update firmwares and all that junk.
But I was going to add, this may be where you're going, but you can get, if your computer doesn't have a USB 3, you can actually use a PCI Express converter, or not a converter.
It's just a card.
Yeah, it's just a card, and they're about $20. I mean, they run, I've seen them for $16.
And you can get like 4
I think it is 4.
USB 3.0s, which the cool thing about USB 3.0 is that it can still take USB 2.0 into it. It just,
so if I was building a computer, you might as well go ahead and get 3.0. I mean, there's no reason to stick
make
with
sure
2.0.
your motherboard has it, because stuff's going to start switching over to it like crazy. And of course, you got that Thunderbolt
Thunderbolt
connector. Yeah.
That is cool though. I kind of like the shuttle for. I could see like I don't know, maybe with a laptop that would be cool. Because I know a lot of people work off like MacBook Pros and stuff, especially for video editing. Because I mean, you can do that with a Windows machine or a Linux machine or whatever that's of the same i5 or i7. If you get a pretty hefty computer, you can be able to edit on the go, which is nice. And you could just have your own little mobile workstation with a HDMI capture.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It'd be pretty sweet.
That would be cool. What else do we want to say? I mean, it does interface great with Wirecast. I've heard that Wirecast is going to implement...
It also... Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I mean,
it also has the driver that it gets installed, which the driver that comes on the CD is fine. And then when you go to their website to pick Intensity Pro, it's kind of weird because it redirects you to this other like desktop video thing, which is like
that was
not
weird. I was
for,
watching you do that.
Not really for that, but it still works with it. I don't know. Maybe they're discontinuing the just Intensity Pro.
I can see them consolidating
and they're consolidating drivers. The weird thing is that it has programs that you're like, oh, sweet, I can do that, and it's like, no, you can't. Oh. Sorry. So, but what I was getting at was that it gives you the ability. It mounts this like a webcam. It's literally like a video source.
That too, yeah.
You could use this in Manicam
or Skype, even if you wanted to.
Skype. You can use this in any program that takes in a webcam. You can also use this in Adobe Premiere, After Effects.
Yeah, so
you can use this in Final Cut, and it brings that in. It actually installs its own video template for capturing, and you just pick Blackmagic, and then it lets you pick from the settings what resolution you want to capture at. Yeah. Which is really cool because it does the downsampling, like I said, on the fly. It can also upconvert SD to HD. You know how they do.
Yeah.
They just throw in a bunch of random pixels and make it fit to the resolution of HD.
A couple other things, Windows and Mac, and I've also read on their website that they do support out of the box. Like they do have a Linux compatible driver. It's kind of, they're working with the community a little bit on that. It's not like, I don't think it's there as much as the Windows driver is, but I like to see that companies that are supporting Linux right out of the box, saying, hey, we're putting forth an effort, not making the community do all the work, but at least it's pretty cool.
And from the videos I've seen on the internet, it works really well with a Mac.
Well, you'd have to have a Mac Pro, but that's the cool thing about I guess technically Macs don't have USB 3, but maybe they would embrace Thunderbolt or something.
Or like Carlos said, USB 3 to Thunderbolt would be nice.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So go ahead and make that adapter and make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Because it's coming, guys. And it's here.
I was looking at Blackmagic's really cool. If you want to check out their website, we'll put it in the show notes. They have some really other cool offerings. They've got
Blackmagic-design.com.
Yeah. They have a switcher, a live switcher that's kind of...
they got some expensive stuff.
Well, yeah.
I didn't know that they had like some of the stuff they have. Like they got some of the capture cards they got for Blackmagic. Dude, it gets crazy. Like SDI inputs, you get like 4 SDI inputs.
Yep.
2
They've
HDMI's.
Look at this one for 3D. There's one it can do 2K, 4K.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Or 3D.
And they get expensive.
Here's that thing that Jacob wanted us to get.
Oh yeah. This is like ridiculous overkill for certain things.
But this is the thing I was talking about, and Leo has alluded to it before, is it's the HyperDeck Studio. Well, no, that's not it. They haven't released the one I'm talking about, but this is kind of cool. It's an SSD recorder. That's pretty cool.
It's I'm trying to remember the name of that thing. It's called like
that I'm talking about.
The hard drive itself. It's called like a. It's just not solid state drive. It's a something, but it's kind of cool because it actually has a little LCD screen over there.
Yeah, that is cool.
So you can actually see what's on there, and move them around to one or the other. But yeah, they're pretty sweet. It's that SDI junk.
Yeah, they've got a new one coming out. What I was looking for is it's like it's kind of aimed at what we're doing here. Like it's a hardware plus software solution, which is kind of what we're doing here, but it's more of like their own optimized software plus, whatever. So
and I really want to get a hold of that on-air thing. I just want to try it out just to see, because it says it comes with a copy of it. Like, you get a copy of on-air when you buy this.
I wonder where it is.
I'm trying to find it on their website, but I can't find it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this isn't like a consumer thing, so you better know what you're getting into. And there's a lot of different places. I actually looked up on YouTube. There's a couple guys on there that use these with Wirecast. So I know a couple of you guys are going to be using this directly with Wirecast. There's a bunch of people that do that. Now, Jeb, I wanted to real quick while we're talking about this before we get on to the news, is, especially for our new show, Fab Lab, we've encouraged a lot of our viewers to email us with different questions. And if you want to, it's HELLO@pbcasttv.com.
Hello.
Yes. And Steve Klingen from over at Chatterbox, I was on their show not too long ago. We were talking about this camera. And I just wanted to read you his email. This was really a comment, not a question. But he said, my camcorder, which is a Sony CX550V, is virtually identical in size and specs to the one that we have here, the MC50U. The camera you guys will be getting, with the exception of not having a shotgun mic and the hood lens, which this one does, and the extended battery. He said he just got everything in, and it fits as expected. We'll post a YouTube video later of his new rig. He uses a Beach Tech, which is pretty cool. It does stereo XLR, so dual XLRs that allows you to capture through the 1/8 inch. But he was telling us this because I think he bought a new camera. I think that's what he's talking about. And I think he was encouraged by when I was on his show talking about that. But that was a cool email, and I wanted to spotlight that. So if you want to check him out, justin.tv/Chatterbox, right?
Yes.
Or is it Chatterbox Live? Carlo, you want to help us out?
Chatterbox.
Or is it maybe it's
Chatterbox.
He's got a couple different.
Chatterbox, money penny.
I don't know. Anyway,
Have you got my schedules, money penny?
we'll put that in the show notes below. Linux Cool Dude. Sorry, my bad. His show is called Chatterbox. He is the Linux Cool Dude, and you can also follow him on Twitter, twitter.com/Linux Cool Dude.
Yeah, I mean.
So thanks to Steve for that email, and make sure to check out his show because he's really helped me. He was one of the first to. He actually does that with the Mac Pro Dual Intensity Pro cards to capture 2 cameras. So
yeah, which we're gonna be looking at building a computer for.
Yes,
our
maybe
church.
maybe this. Yeah,
that's gonna be having.
Yeah, like 4.
That's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's probably gonna be just 3, and then maybe. Or we're probably going to look at one that maybe has more than just one input.
Yeah.
Because, it's time to upgrade. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on.
All right, Jeb, so I added a couple news stories here. And this is the thing I alluded to. If you guys don't know, we do record the intro before we do the show, so nobody's actually seen this. Well, unless you follow OMG Ubuntu, which I really think you should, omgubuntu.co.uk. The stories from the great guys over there. Modern smartphones are often dubbed as PCs in your pocket, but it's also But it's the recently unveiled Raspberry Pi. Great naming, Pi.
Nice.
They can truly make a stake to that claim.
Get it? Because they're talking about food.
Yep.
Everything's about food now. I don't know.
The micro-sized PC is targeted,
$25.
$25 at the price point of $25. Made up of.
Just show a picture of it, Nicholas. No, I'm just
700 megahertz ARM.
Dude, it even has a stinking webcam on it.
Is that what that is? I don't know.
I think that's a webcam.
But check this out: 700 megahertz ARM 11 processor, 128 megabytes of RAM.
Look at that micro HDMI.
Yep.
With a USB plug,
a card reader, and Ubuntu 9.04.
Dude, we gotta get one.
If it's $25, that could be.
And it's literally like a webcam.
I don't know if it has a camera on it. I think
it's a camera, dude. Hit the video. To the cloud, Nick.
To the cloud.
It's gonna like straight cut into porn or something. Oh my gosh! We should have previewed this before the show.
This is actually on BBC.
Oh, it's so gonna be like. I'm just kidding.
Of course, those guys over at BBC.
David Britton, what is this and what's it about?
Right. This little device is a prototype version of a Raspberry Pi computer. It's a little tiny device that is a computer on a USB stick. It's got HDMI at one end, a USB at the other end, and the idea is you plug it into an HDMI TV. You can plug in a USB keyboard and use it as a computer to be able to learn programming, to be able to run Twitter,
that's awesome.
Facebook,
Maybe you could
whatever.
split it off.
But
Maybe.
also to be able to
Hub.
understand
USB
the whole
hub.
process.
But then
a lot of
USB
things
sub is
have
the
been
size of the computer.
Complicated in the sense that these days, in the sense that you can't get at them. There's so much between you and doing something interesting or creative that it gets in the way. And hopefully this device will be one of the pieces that helps
Yeah, it's
change
cool.
that.
$25.
The idea is that
Put
this would
Ubuntu
go
on
into
it?
schools and would be cheap
Yeah,
enough for
and
almost
it
every
actually ships with Ubuntu 9.04, and I'm thinking that might be the last time. That's the last version that supports that.
What does the tech spec say? Does that have a webcam? I want to know if that's a webcam.
I don't think it is a webcam.
I want to know, Nicholas. Tell me
Yeah,
now.
Jaunty Jackalope. That's the code
Keep-
name for
keep-
9.04.
Keep scrolling down. When's it coming?
12 months. The
12
success
months?
of this time frame hinges on the creating a better prototype as well as making sure that it can be
I want a
manufactured.
camera. I know
at
it's
the
not
price.
a camera because that would be stupid to put a camera in something
Yeah.
that's in line into a video. Of course, it's not a camera, guys. I'm just joking. Yeah, it probably is a fan. A very, very tiny fan.
It's a heat sink.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's awesome.
I hope it comes with an enclosure. That'd kind of suck if it's just like raw junk.
I
And
think
it's all
that's
like-
yeah.
Hey guys, you're gonna have to make your own enclosure for it, which we could 3D print on FabLab. I'm just saying, it could be a project.
So that's cool, and that's fun to look at and awesome. But that is pretty cool. They were saying like like he alluded to in the video that you could use this in education or something. Like if you're teaching Python or something, you could just bring up a terminal.
Plug
or
it
something.
in.
Yeah.
It's just like Mr. Garrison, why do you have that big old USB stick? Be like, it's not a USB stick, kid. It's a Linux computer. Whee!
Yes.
And then he starts slinging it on a string around like a whip, and he's like, ah! I don't know why he would do that.
All right. So this is one of the Mashable, Joe. I don't know if you're a
Infographic.
Yeah, they do a lot of different infographics. They do so many different things. They've done like I don't know. There's just a ton of them you can look on here. But
stuff that needs to be info and graphicized.
But this is cool, and I think it was partly sponsored by, yes, it was sponsored by Adobe Photoshop Lightroom.
Yay!
Anyway, this is cool. It's the development of the camera from ancient to instant. And I thought this was cool because, it is just pictures.
Here it comes.
So there's
a
the
light
first
box.
camera around 1000 AD.
Nice.
Which
little pinhole thing going on.
Yep. Essentially, it's just a projector.
That's the Canon what? Oh, I thought it said a
No,
Canon Obscura. I was like, what?
It's the camera Obscura. Here's the
and
Oda.
I got you on the bottom now, so don't scroll all the way up,
Oh, okay.
or it goes away.
So there's the early photographic camera, 1826.
3D going on.
Yeah, it's silver and chalk mixture that darkened when exposed. So yeah,
Nice.
that's cool. Then you've got, these are the ones that you see up in like Gatlinburg when they're doing like those fake like.
It's actually got a digital SLR inside.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Smile for the picture, guys.
Yeah,
They just flash a strobe bulb at you.
yeah.
Oh no, what happened? Smile for the bird, and the bird flies away.
So here's a view camera, the late 1800s.
Nice. That's portable, dude.
Yeah, so is this next one. This one's the early 1900s. We're getting pretty recent now.
I like the accordion style in that.
Yeah, me too. Kind of reminds me of that. What was those lenses called? The something baby. What were they called?
Oh yeah, the
Lens baby. Is that what
Lens
they're called?
babies.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of that sort of.
Oh.
There's the instant camera, 1948, popularized in the 1960s. Check out that flash. That's cool.
Man, that's so cool.
I know. And then you've got digital camera.
Digitals.
It looks like it says Fuji something. Like
Fuji Pics.
I don't know what that. Fujix?
Fujix.
I don't know. It's weird. And then you've got camera phones, the 1990s and 2000s.
Please give me my phone back, camera phone.
And
we
then-
stuck this phone inside of a camera.
And then you now have Instagram, smartphones, camera apps, late 2000s.
Now you have a really bad quality picture of nothing.
Yeah. And now
look
we
at
have
all
an
that washed
Adobe
out.
ad.
And
So-
now an Adobe ad.
That was fun to look at,
This episode was brought to you by
Adobe.
Get your piece of Adobe today at adobe.com. Use coupon code pbcasttv and get nothing off because we don't have any sponsorship with them.
Yeah. So, Jeff, I think we've talked about this story until the horse. I think the horse is already dead. We've beaten it so much, but
We beat that horse so much it's not even funny.
yeah, it's been dead. But Sony missed their deadline this week for restarting the PlayStation Network. What? Yes, and they also released this week that the Sony Online Entertainment, which is kind of like they do some live streaming movies. As I think I heard, it actually interfaces somewhat with Hulu. It's the way that they distribute those to Hulu and things. That was actually compromised as well. So people had their hands on like raw movie files that are stored on the internet.
You know what I actually contemplated
What?
this weekend? Getting a Hulu Plus account.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Just because
I was just sitting there. I was like, it's only like $8 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, what's $8 a month? I spend that every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But then you're like, I don't know. But then it is HD. But then you're like, I don't know. And then you could watch episodes that don't actually. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just figured out that I've been missing a bunch of V.
Smoothie said, "Do it, get one."
Do it now. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Let's see if there's any new information. I saw this on the Linux Action. No, it was TechSnap. Sorry.
I'm not gonna get it. Just kidding, guys. I'll figure out a way to get it for free. Just saying. Maybe I'll log in with Bug Me Not to Hulu one day, and just do a little something with the Plus stuff.
So check this out. Sony announced that user information from over 100 million accounts was stolen during the attack, and that its information may have included 2.2 million credit card numbers.
2.2 million credit card numbers.
I mean,
What?
that's crazy.
What's
I mean,
that, Jacob?
they're gonna be getting lawsuits all out, everything.
They're going to be so lawsuited. They won't know what lawsuit means after their lawsuits.
So, Jeff, our final news story on Gadget Gurus this week is NVIDIA acquired the wireless chip manufacturer. How would you say that? Icera? Icera?
I don't care.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Sarah.
Yeah. And
Sarah.
essentially
You
they were
Frank.
the UK-based company you've probably never heard of, has a line of 3G and 4G baseband processors using wireless devices and USB modems. The chips are said to be smaller, more flexible, and efficient than the competition from Qualcomm.
Qualcomm.
So, I mean, Qualcomm's always been there in mobile before NVIDIA. We're seeing the NVIDIA Tegra 2s come out and possibly Tegra 3s coming out. But, I mean, does this kind of solidify NVIDIA as like a mobile processor company now? I mean, it's kind of weird saying NVIDIA being a mobile, developing.
Weren't they like sort of in there too, weren't they?
They're kind of, but they were really
they were
late to
doing
the
like a
game.
lot of graphic stuff, and then they acquired AMD, which is in practically everything, or AMD acquired them. Which happened? I think AMD acquired NVIDIA. Right?
No, I think ATI was acquired. I think, no.
Wait, who?
I always forget about it. No, AMD is now ATI. Yeah.
Right. Who has NVIDIA then? NVIDIA has themselves?
Yeah, I think NVIDIA has themselves.
I thought NVIDIA was owned by somebody else. They're all owned by someone.
See, it confuses me too because AMD and NVIDIA, they're green.
They're all owned by GE or CBS.
Somebody.
Right? Isn't that what they said on that infographic that time?
Or Viacom or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Viacom, CBS, and GE basically own everything known to man.
I mean, that's kind of interesting.
That's what it comes down to.
I think we're going to see some more tablets running the Tegra 2 and possibly the Tegra 3 when that comes out. Maybe you'll see that at CES this upcoming year. That's awesome. So I guess that does it for this episode of Gadget Gurus, episode 52. Follow Jacob on Twitter, twitter.com.
Oh my gosh.
/
You didn't even like allude into it. You were just like,
I know. Freaking huge. FREAKINHUGE. You can check out his blog, jacobroberts.me. Where you can.
Why don't we have none of these updated with
Well,
that thing? I guess I didn't do
Fab
it.
Labs updated.
You know what happened?
What?
It didn't hit save.
Yeah.
And then we started messing with it and it crashed and burned.
You can
Kill
follow
me.
me on Twitter,
What?
twitter.com /ThatNickJones. Also check out my blog, nickjones.me. Guys, make sure to follow pbcasttv on Twitter, twitter.com/pbcasttv, and youtube.com/pbcasttv, because we've got some things that may not be featured on the show and may be featured on the show as well that go on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. I'm just saying, maybe I divulged some secrets that I probably shouldn't.
What kind of secrets, Drew?
A little,
Oh, yeah.
something.
Oh, whoops.
What was that? I don't know. Maybe you need to go check my website, and you probably will figure out what it is. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
So, guys, it's been another Monday. So, until next time, I'm Nick Jones.
I'm Jacob Roberts.
And we are the Gadget Gurus.
Yeah.
Meh.
Peace.